of the voiceless.
SportsVILE.
Ericsson, Garnacho hasn't stopped. Garnacho has scored in stoppage time, and Manchester United have nicked it.
For updates in the world of football.
Sterling for Liverpool. He's seen Henderson face to face with Fernandinho. Henderson! Oh wow! Lift the Anfield roof. Company's error, yes.
Formula One.
There, Imka's down the inside. Now comes Carlos Sainz on Lewis Hamilton. Sainz just squeezes Hamilton, who goes over the rumble strip.
Cycling. Boxing. Basketball and lots more. Listen to us live on Sport Rush, Mondays to Fridays, 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. on Al-IyamoyeTv radio. For more inquiries, please call 0806-242-9799. Sport Rush, your everyday dose of sports.
SportsVILE this morning on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. We go to the updates in sports all over the world today, and I am YAZID.
I'm surely much to sport. Good morning to you all.
Okay, yeah, the world star Sergio Ramos, one known for the fighter on the field, has now come back to where it came from, to Sevilla. For that, you see today's deal.
A very good deal, and it shows that you can't. It's not every player you win the heart with money, because from the news that was gathered, we get to know that what he will earn at Sevilla is like 15%, 15 times, 15 of what he should have earned at Al-IyamoyeTv. It's now he went like 1% out of it, 15 times of what you should earn at Al-IyamoyeTv. He forgot that and went with a low wages bill or with at Sevilla, which means we still have some players that are not satisfied with the Saudi Pro League. We have some players, you know, there have been so many offers for Sergio Ramos and Nasri and other things like that. So, and even though I said I think Real Madrid should have come back for him like that, I still have so many things to give our players, because how does Sergio Ramos, we can see what Thiago Silva is still doing at Chelsea at 38 years old, close to 39 years. So for him to go to Sevilla and to have a huge amount pay cut to join Sevilla and not to look at Al-IyamoyeTv, the kind of money they brought in for him, it's very, very good deal. And moving forward, you see at Sevilla we have one of the senior players at the end of the year, because he came from the academy of Sevilla. 18 years ago, Real Madrid brought us Sergio Ramos, whereby we have the likes of Marcelo, we still have the likes of De Lima Ronaldo when they brought in Sergio Ramos. So going back to where it comes from, I think you will see that he really wants to follow his mind, not to follow the money. It's a good move to Sergio Ramos going back to Sevilla.
Okay, yeah, yesterday Ronaldo was answered some questions facing the lie detector machine. Binance, they sponsored it, answering some questions using the lie detector machine, and he was asked the question if anyone ever surpassed his goal scoring record ever in football, and he said no. The detector machine said he's saying the truth. Do you now think no one in the world of football and the world to come, future to come, will ever surpass Cristiano Ronaldo goals in football?
And we can't say nobody can. Anything can happen in football. Ronaldo himself break some other people's records. So some records are meant to be broken. You don't say a lie detector if you say is right. What give them the assurance that in the next 10 years we'll not see someone that will come out and break the records? I can do it. A player can do it purposely. A league can do it purposely, that they want this player to break Ronaldo record, and such a player will not leave that league. And there might be some agreement that we want you to break Ronaldo record with what he said, and they will plan that player. They will organize those things. We just per game, this player should score at least brace or hat-trick, and such a player will use at least 7 seasons. Let's assume the player use 7 seasons and he scored per season. He scored 50 goals. season, and such a player use 7 seasons. Calculating 50 times 7. It's possible for anybody to break Ronaldo record. That goal record. It's possible for anybody to break Ronaldo. I won't be part of people that will say it's not possible for any player to break some record. Some records are meant to be broken. And all these players, Lionel Messi and Ronaldo, break some record as well. Aside from the Ballon d'Or world best player that is between both players, because it's very difficult to see players that will compete so much because both players push themselves to limits. It was even asked yesterday, but the light detector that will he trade all his 5 Champions League trophy for the FIFA World Cup? Ronaldo was like, this kind of question is one of the tough questions I received, and at the end of the day, he said no, we will not trade the Champions League for FIFA World Cup because we have some players that got the World Cup that are able to get the Champions League. The likes of, say, Fabregas. Fabregas has the World Cup, 2010 World Cup at South Africa, but no Champions League trophy. We have so many players that doesn't even have Champions League and World Cup. If you ask them to trade the trophy they got, let's ask Ibrahimovic. Like, will you trade all the league trophies you got from Juventus, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Malmo, Ajax? Will you trade it for the other Champions League? I know Saddam will say no. It's not possible for you to do because you want to trade many trophies. One of the trophies that has pedigree in the world of football, aside from FIFA World Cup, the next is your Champions League. So you can't expect Ronaldo to trade it for the goal record. I won't agree that nobody cannot break his record in terms of goals. We've seen players that are playing now. We've not seen players that will come. It might even be his own son. Because for him to say such, he's now underestimating his own son. That his own son cannot be up to what he is.
Yeah.
So whenever you are talking sometimes, you need to think very well before you answer some question. Because Adam Iguodala doesn't have a son that is also a footballer. We'll have to keep quiet about that. Because he is now, for his child to hear such an interview, he will be depressed. He's a young lad. He might not know what his dad is saying now, but in years to come, he's 10 years old, he's 10 to 11 years old. In years to come, he will have chance to get the interview and look at the interview. Is my father thinking that I cannot reach his mark in the world of football? That is capital no. Because we don't know players that are coming. We've only seen players that are playing presently. We don't know other players that are coming in the world of football. So I don't agree with him that nobody can break his goal record.
Okay, Anthony also faces that is with his ex-girlfriend saying violence on his ex-girlfriend. What is happening in the world of football? Everyone is charged with sexual assault, violence thereabout.
So there's one particular thing. I said it on one particular program. I said we should avoid self-image. We should be dynamic in nature. We should not allow people to know what we love most. Because all these players that are being accused, for example, Benjamin Mendy from Man City, at the end of 3 years, he was found not guilty. And there was a particular group that everyone was saying so many things. What I just came there to say is, people should not know what you love most. From what you love most, people will tend to get it from that. If it is a woman that you love most, there will be a woman that will want to implicate you with such. And at the end of the day, if there are so many investigations around it, you might be found guilty, but you must suffer for a long period of time. Look at the amount of money that Benjamin Mendy lost. Look at Mason Greenwood. Even Mason Greenwood did it. He did it, but him and his girlfriend, we are only having some nice time. We are only playing. Whereby he mistakenly punched the lady. Because we saw the viral video. Yeah. Whereby there were blood from the lady's mouth. But at the end of the day, you know these white people. The white people will take this issue they will take it up. They don't allow violence at all. Even though in Nigeria we don't allow it, but not us. They always take it hard like that over there. So if he didn't do it, such a thing will not come out. I heard the interview of the lady, Gabriela. He said something that it was like 2 or 3 times that such a thing happened. Now, it brought us a lot of evidence that in their marriage, Anthony himself said in their relationship is not a smooth relationship. That is a kind of relationship that they always abuse each other. And police always say, if you know this relationship cannot continue with the kind of abuse, the kind of violence that comes, sometimes might be violence comes from verbal words. From verbal words, if you are not patient enough, you end up punching a lady or get nerves and injured a lady. So at the end of the day, they'll take the issue up. So now the issue is at the police. They are looking at the so many investigation. And now, he has been removed from the Brazilian national team. I know. After the international break, he might face similar problem at Manchester United as well. And how much was he bought? 88 million pounds. He's now facing this kind of issue. Don't forget, Brazilians are very, very known for this kind of issue as well. Look at Dani Alves. He cheated on his wife. Out of players, and we have some other players that are very calm, like Ricardo Kaka, like David Luiz, William. We always call them pastor. It's very common in players nowadays. That's why I always said, I always give advice. Don't let people see you finish. Don't let people see you as if this is what you love most. Like I always said to people, my wife doesn't know my best food. Yes. You have to be very dynamic in nature, in anything you want to do. If they know that YAZID is coming from this angle to studio today, I might change the angle for them. Because you cannot know who is pursuing you. So such a thing, I think, is not that good for the kind of form that Manchester United are now. Because for such a player to have such an issue, if they find out that this issue, Anthony is guilty. I know Brazil, although in Brazil, if you have an issue, if it's another country, the law of Brazil says you cannot extract their player from Brazil to come to your country to come and serve in the jail time. That is why Rubio is very perfect at Brazil now. Rubio cannot get out of Brazil because at Italy. They are looking for him at Milan. He has some jail time, 15 years jail time at Italy, but he doesn't move out of Brazil. So it's very, very bad to have. Now, during the weekend, Manchester United had an issue with Jadon Sancho, him and Eric Ten Hag. Now, another issue is coming for the coach favorite. Anthony's Eric Ten Hag favorite. Now he's coming from Anthony's side as well. So, and he has also said that he knows the police will take up the issue and they have all of that evidence that they can give the police. And the girlfriend also said she also had a lot of evidences. The pictures of where he injured her. So, I know at the end of the day, let them say anything. At the end of the day, we'll look for the person that is very guilty, that is very guilty.
Also, Jan Gravenberch declines going to Netherlands for the Euro qualification, and the manager has led the criticism aimed at him there after the new Liverpool midfielder rejected his latest international call up.
I'll not blame Jan Gravenberch. I'll rather blame Liverpool. The reason why I blame Liverpool is that they should have been the one that were right to the under-20 national team coach that this guy just joined us. He needs to prove up his fitness. Don't forget, I even thought at the weekend against Aston Villa, he will be in the squad. But at the end of the day, he's not in the squad. Liverpool should have been the one that were right to Netherlands that we want this guy to stay fit. And I know they were set. Chelsea did the same thing for Rumi Latvia. They told the Belgium national team that they want Rumi Latvia to be at Chelsea to monitor his fitness very well. We know a lot of teams always do that as well. Look at when Thomas Partey went to the other national team, the last international break during last season. Arsenal need to go with the medical staffs with Thomas Partey. If they know they cannot tell Thomas Partey to tell the national team that's why he's not coming. So the fault I'll blame it on Liverpool that they should have been the one that were right. And Ryan Ibrahimovic as well, I'll blame him as well. If you know that you don't want to do a national team, there are ways in which you will manage it. You can phone the coach. Coach, you know I just joined the team. I need to have a good playing time. If it's not because of playing time, I know Ryan Ibrahimovic will be the national team, the senior side. But because he's not having good playing time at Bayern Munich, he was being called up to under 21 national team, under 21 national side. Now, if he's playing so much, if he has played like 5 games that he has started, he has played full 90 minutes within 5 or 6 games, I know he will be called to the national team, national side. Now, himself is now looking at it that you are calling him to the under 21 side. You are not calling me to the national side, the senior side. How do you mean you was called to the senior side? I know Ryan Ibrahimovic will not reject the call up. So the fault is from both sides, Liverpool and Ryan Ibrahimovic himself. I know the national team coach of Anana is very stubborn, Unad Koeman. I know he will not take this for granted.
Okay, let's take a short break from here. When we get back from the break, I will continue on the updates on sports all over the world today, and also chip on the matches coming up in the international break. Do stay with us. Thank you.
Thousands have been disappointed severally in their bid to seek greener pasture abroad. To those quack in the traveling agency business, it is a rocket science. That is not our case at TAOHEED Travels and Tour. We have in-depth details on how to successfully, without stress, help you process and secure your visa to anywhere in the world. Do you want permanent residential visa, visiting and tourism visa, student visa to places like Europe, America, Asia, Africa? It's no big deal to us at TAOHEED Travels and Tour. Our years of experience and expertise speaks volume for us. Let's process and secure visa for you to UK, USA, and Canada within a twinkle of an eye. We offer Hajj and Umrah services to our Muslim faithfuls. What are you waiting for? Consult us at number 9, TAOHEED Central Mosque, Sholanke Street, behind Laroy Hotel, Abiola Way, Abeokuta. 0802 733 0900 or 0806 578 4060. Stop wasting money. Pay for peace of mind. Talk to TAOHEED Travels and Tour.
Gbogbo aláfẹ́ tó gbayì tó fẹ́ wọṣọ yìí ṣoge tó bágbàmú ló ń kọjá lọ sí House of Zayana. House of Zayana, the name I know when we talk of top-notch fashion, quality materials and class. House of Zayana, lẹ́tí máa rójúlówó Turkey wears, Egypt and Malaysia clothing, Dubai, àwọn designer bags lóríṣiríṣi, àwọn ìtẹ̀lẹ̀ bàtà tó jiná tí wọ́n fawọ́ original ṣe, àwọn aago kájọ́ tó ń ka wákàtí ọjọ́, designer sunglasses and perfumes, pẹ̀lú àwọn gbogbo nǹkan tóbìnrin àsìkò fi ń gbafẹ́ lò gbà. Mo débẹ̀, ojú mi ń ṣe kámi, èmi ni ó rà, èmi ni ó mú. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí ẹlẹ́sìn tẹ́ gbòógè gbọ́n pa fashion tẹ́ wá nílò jàlábíà, hijab àti àbáyà lóríṣiríṣi. House of Zayana lẹ́ ò ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ rà. House of Zayana wà ní 52 Ọlọ́run ṣògo road, adjacent Redeemed Church, Agape Parish, Ọlọ́run ṣògo Abẹ́òkúta. Lórí Instagram, House of Zayana 08165688618. House of Zayana, ilé ìtajà tá a ti ń tojúlówó aṣọ àti nǹkan aṣaralóge tí ń gbéni níyì.
Sportvile on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Let's take on the comments in Facebook. Ibrahim Munibidolali said, record are meant to be broken because Ronaldo and Messi came to limelight and broke some people's record. We talked about it when the likes of Pele set his own record and we said no one can do that. What happens now? Anything can happen in football. The issue has been coming frequently and I think the wives of these players are just doing this thing on purpose. That's on Tony's issue. Things that just happens in the past between then was just brought up. If this Anthony issue dies, you will see another one will raise again. And also saying, I think the FA should look into this issue very well before deciding on any punishment for whoever did that. That was a nice comment from Ibrahim Onibe, touching two major topics we discussed about today, saying no one will break Ronaldo's record, goal scoring record, as he said, and then when he was given the lie detector machine, also saying Anthony's issue should be looked critically before punishments on him.
My question is, back then, the era of John Terry, Ferdinand, Andre Pirlo, Ricardo Kaka, Ronaldinho, Gaucho, and the likes, did such a thing happen? Sometimes when the player is living a flamboyant life, don't forget, when this guy was brought from Ajax last season, it was this lady that accompanied him from Holland, Netherlands to England. If it's not that something has happened, it might do such. I didn't say Anthony did it. He might did such, and he might have apologized. And don't forget, they are no more ex-girlfriend. So it's possible to bring up an issue against your ex when you know you are no more together. Okay, let's look at Masangiro issue. They were still together, but when the issue came out on Instagram, it was from Instagram that the FA in England took the issue up. The police took the issue up. Bidan Mendy issue was rape assault, whereby we have different kind of ladies coming out from different angles and said Bidan Mendy raped them. And over there, you know, they also have a chubby stature. You know, in Nigeria, we have some ladies that you will see them that say, this lady is still young. When you reach a puberty age, it's 18 years. I agreed, you agreed. I want to, you have emotional concepts in us. Now, over there, a 17 years old lady, you will see a lady of 17 years looking as if she is 25. And if you ask, how old are you? She might say, I'm 20. Because she knows you are a public figure. There was sometimes that issue happened with Peter Crouch at Liverpool. When he was at Tottenham Hotspur, they said he was having a sexual intercourse with a lady inside the car. How did the journalist know that it was Peter Crouch? Because of his height. That he has a long leg. And the media took it up. Same thing happened to Karim Benzema. Him and Valbuena. Valbuena has a sex tape that was they want to release out. And Valbuena and Benzema are close friends. But at the end of the day, Karim Benzema and Valbuena end up being the enemies of each other. And Benzema had issue with the national side. He was not invited to the national side. That was what made Karim Benzema to lose the 2018 World Cup, not to get to the 2018 World Cup. So the issue is, if lady knows what you love most, if not even lady, your friend should not know what you love most. Find a way to separate yourself from people knowing you too much. Be very, very dynamic in nature.
Okay, yeah, Sterling will not be called up into the England squad despite Grealish withdrawal.
Good news for Chelsea. A good news for Chelsea that Sterling is not being called up to the national side. Because if he's called to the national side, one, he might end up getting injury. Second, he might play at the national team, not playing so much, and he'll bring that particular form back to Chelsea. Now he's still at Chelsea, but he's not will be able to monitor his fitness level very much. I know, sometimes Gareth Southgate always invite players. Sometimes you look at this player. Why does Gareth Southgate invite this player? Look at Harry Maguire. His first match was against Arsenal. You call up Harry Maguire to the national side. This Madison, he's playing very well at Tottenham Hotspur. You fail to call this Madison. You bring in all of that player. Look at this guy, this Ward Prowse. The best player so far in the EPL now, the best transfer market that team brought in this one is James Ward-Prowse. So far so good. Recently, the kind of 4 matches that everyone has played. It was not come to the national side. So sometimes I always look at that as his selection is being monitored by the FA of England. Sometimes it doesn't have the final say. In my own opinion, it doesn't have the final say in the selection sometimes.
Okay, and also let's not forget Trent Alexander-Arnold also has hamstring, both him and the Manchester City attacker Grealish and would not be able to come into the England squad.
Bad news for Liverpool. Slightly bad news for Man City, but Man City have another player to replace Jack Grealish. But Liverpool, who else can replace Arnold at Liverpool? It will probably will miss 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And that 2 weeks, this week is part of it. Next week, by next weekend, he will not be able to play. So it means we will have chance to see Arnold maybe in 2 weeks' time. After international break, they will not play. Maybe the week of the UEFA Europa League, we start seeing Arnold. So it's bad news for Liverpool. The kind of improvement he has with Liverpool recently, and the kind of performance he has been giving Liverpool. So far so good in the last 4 games he has played for Liverpool. And so going forward, if Liverpool can be able to replace, but I find it difficult that Liverpool will be able to replace Arnold in the team with the kind of injury he has.
Okay, let's keep on. Jadon Sancho, Eric Ten Hag says he has physical and mental issues and is not playing very well during the training. And there was also a post on Twitter saying, ex-Borussia Dortmund player, they brought Haaland this season. 6 goals in 4 games. They brought Jude Bellingham 5 goals in 4 games, and they brought Jadon Sancho with nothing to show.
You know, sometimes you look at player are the one that has most problems. Sometimes it might be coach. Eric Ten Hag is kind of coach that is a no-nonsense coach. You always want to be the top man in the team. He doesn't want any player to disrespect him. And I know with the kind of statement that Eric Ten Hag made after the Manchester United game with Arsenal, that Jadon Sancho doesn't have a better training section and like it was immediately that Sancho came to counter it, saying no, that he had a good training section. That what makes him not to make the squad so far so good in the 4 games, that we will not say it out. That it was not because of training section. But now, Eric Ten Hag is trying to cover some flaws. Now, since yesterday now, I'm making some research that let's see players that Eric Ten Hag has had issue with. He had issue with Neres in 2019 at Ajax. However, Neres said Eric Ten Hag told him to take care of his ear, to look at it after his ear, that maybe he should go and cut it or thereabouts. And he replied the coach back that he should take care of his head as well. Which that one is a very bad statement to your coach. But at the end of the day, he was benched for 2 games. He had issue with Andre Onana as well at Ajax. He had issue with Ronaldo last season. Everybody called out Ronaldo that Ronaldo is too pompous, he has ego. Because of the kind of player that Ronaldo is. And you know, Ronaldo, Eric Ten Hag cannot make Ronaldo great. Ronaldo can only make Eric Ten Hag to be great. Now, another issue has come up now. Eric Ten Hag and Sancho. So I know before the end of this week, we'll get to know what really happened. But for Sancho to make such a statement, I know Sancho will not be part of Manchester United squad this season. Because last season, Sancho was sent to Holland to have some fitness training. But then, Sancho did not say anything because he knows he lacks fitness. He went there, he came back, he started scoring. But now you bring another issue and just came out. That's no, you're lying. So I know going forward, I know we still have some issue. We still have to look for some findings and know what really caused this issue between both sides.
Okay, lastly on SportVILE this morning, we say Ivan Toney. We see the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, ready for Ivan Toney to come in January transfer window and battle for the striker. And the striker made a statement saying, "I have been a Liverpool fan my whole life, but from young, I have liked Arsenal." He said to the CEO of YouTube Podcast, "I have liked watching Arsenal from how they play and kind of how passionate their fans are." Does this mean that Chelsea and Spurs are just playing and will not be able to bring in Ivan Toney by January?
I can say such. There are a lot of players that play for a particular team and they are not a fan of such a team. Look at Lewis all his own life, his family, they are Newcastle United supporter. So sometimes you can play for a team and you might not end up being a supporter of that particular team. So Ivan Toney, if I will say all this 4 teams, who should sign Ivan Toney? I would say Chelsea really need Ivan Toney than any one of them. Chelsea really need Ivan, and if Chelsea can bring in Ivan Toney with the kind of attacking player they have at disposal, Ivan Toney will be able to score at least 20 goals. Even though in January, till the end of the season, Ivan Toney will score 20 goals for Chelsea. And having Ivan Toney, having Nkuku and Jackson, 3 of them can start together. it means it will be a deadly attack for Chelsea as well. So if I should say, out of the 4 teams, Chelsea should try their possible best to sign this player in January in order to be able to solve the goal scoring problem they had at Chelsea.
Okay, let's take on the last comment before we end the program. Also from Ibrahim on the video, Al-IyamoyeTv said, the issue of Sancho with the hand is serious. The hand did not like him. That was how he did against Ronaldo, saying some other things about him, which is not true. Man U should have released Sancho to another team. He needs playing time. This is not how Sancho that we know plays at. I have seen Sancho should therefore move to another team to show his full potential there. Okay, we've come to the end of SportsVILE today on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Don't forget to like, follow, comment, and share our programs on Facebook, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. I remain YAZID.
I'm sure Al-IyamoyeTv Sports.
Tell you
goodbye.